Howdy, and welcome to Football with Cheese. I don't know why I just said howdy. Never done that before. Apparently I say howdy now. Start the videos. Anyway, hope everyone's having an amazing Friday. This video is all about the AFC North, and of course we're going to break down the very important game from the Bengals and Steelers last night. Incredible finish. So make sure you are subscribed and hit that bell, so you never miss one of my videos. I'm sure you've heard that before. Other channels say that as well. It's not just me. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to break down the game and then go over what this means and the state of all four AFC North teams. I know Mike is really happy. He is my co-host for the Lights Out podcast every Tuesday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. And we've done a couple watch-alongs. We're going to do some more in the future. We'll let you know on that. Follow me on X. It's in the description. Check out my videos. We'll announce those. There's a lot of fun. We got a lot of viewership on those. We might do college football, NFL, or baseball. We got the baseball playoffs. So look out for those. Okay, let's break the game down. Aaron Rodgers, he looked good for the most part. He's playing much better than he did early in the season. He started out with a dime to DK Metcalf on third down. Just a perfect pass down the field. Steelers would go up 7-0 on the drive. Rodgers would throw 4 touchdowns in the game and 2 picks. One of the picks was for sure DK Metcalf's fault. He needs to fight harder for the ball or just have stronger hands because DJ Turner, who, by the way, is having a tremendous season for the Bengals, just basically rips the ball out as he's going out of bounds. Just a game-changing play by DJ Turner. That doesn't happen. They probably don't win this game. The other one was a deep throw that was a poor decision and not a good placement. It should have been thrown more to the outside. It was inside a little, allowing the safety to come over. But it looked like DK Metcalf wasn't running super hard on the play as well. But it just wasn't there. Never should have been thrown by Aaron. But anyway, it's 10-0 Steelers, and I'm thinking, okay, this is what I expected. Bengals have been playing awful. Steelers have been playing really well. Maybe this will be a blowout. They'll win comfortably because in the Bengals' 4 losses, the closest game was 9 points, and that was last week against Green Bay. The other 3 were blowouts. So it looked like that was going to happen again, but it did not. The Bengals' offense took off, and the Steelers' defense was absolute garbage in this game. Here's some examples. Chase Brown, the running back of the Bengals, very good running back, had 202 yards in 6 games. We talked about in the preview. I'll link it in the description. You can see what I was right about, what I was wrong about. He had 11 carries for 108 yards. That's almost 10 yards a carry. He had 202 yards in 6 games. It's 108 in this game, and only 11 carries because the game plan was to pass. What happened to the Steelers' defense? That might be the worst run defense performance, just based on who you're playing, that I have seen in a long time. Because the Bengals' offensive line does not run block at all. But it looked like they were pretty good at it in this game. And the Steelers, in the passing game, they started playing a lot of zone. You pretty much have to against the Bengals because Jamar Chase and T. Higgins are so good against man coverage. They're just so good in general. And Joe Flacco is like, okay, you're going to play zone? I'm just going to look at Jamar Chase every play. I'm going to target him just about every play. 16 catches for Chase on 23 targets. And T. Higgins had 10 targets. So 33 targets for the top 2 receivers for the Bengals. Jamar Chase is probably the best wide receiver in the NFL, though. He is absolutely incredible. He even dropped a touchdown pass, but they went to him on the next play, and he scored on that. So, made up for it. But I might have been wrong about Flacco. More on that in a second. But the game plan for the Bengals was outstanding. We're going to throw the ball a lot. Our running game hasn't been good, although it was really good in this game. But we're going to get the ball to Chase and Higgins, especially if they play a zone. We're going to get the ball in the hands of our playmakers. And Jake Browning was not doing that. So it gets late in the game. And the Bengals are up 30-24. And Aaron Rodgers throws this dime to Pat Freiermuth down the field. Horrible defense on the play by the Bengals, especially Geno Stone. He looked lost on the play. It's like he couldn't decide whether to play Freiermuth or look for the ball, and he did neither. Absolutely burned for a 60-yard touchdown. So the Steelers, with over 2 minutes to go, they go up 31-30. And the Bengals get the ball, and they start driving. And it's 2nd and 8. They're, I think, a little bit inside Steelers territory. And Joe Flacco throws a perfect pass on a fade to T. Higgins, who beats Jalen Ramsey in man covers. They were playing man on the play. And T. Higgins basically has two choices. Does he run it in the end zone and score? And they're going to be up either 36-31 or 38-31 if they get the 2-point conversion. So he has to decide, do I score a touchdown, but I give the Steelers time, or do I fall down? He falls down inside the 10. And it turned out to be the correct decision. So they milked the clock down to 31 seconds, kicked the field goal. But here's the problem with this. Instead of being up a touchdown, you're only up 2 points. So the Steelers have a chance, and they don't have enough time for a field goal, but Aaron Rodgers has enough time for a Hail Mary, and he threw that ball at least 65 yards, maybe close to 70. He still has an absolute cannon. And if you know the history of Hail Marys and Aaron Rodgers, I think he's hit 5 in his career, something like that, including 2 in one game against the Cardinals. It's pretty insane how many he's hit. They should rename it to the Aaron Rodgers play. No more Hail Mary, just the Aaron Rodgers play. But it was knocked down. Bengals win 33-31. They go to 3-4 on the season. Steelers are 4-2. We talked about this in the preview. The Bengals had to win this game. They could not go 2-5. A division game and a home division game, you have to win those to save their season. If they had lost this game, I think they were pretty much done. This is one of my favorite games I've watched all year. It was so entertaining. Big plays on both sides. Up there with, week 1 Bills and Ravens, and 2 weeks ago Buccaneers versus Seahawks. No, the 40-40 tie between the Cowboys and Packers is not a fun game. It was terrible. Anyway, so the Steelers, like I said, 4-2. They're 1.5 games ahead of the Bengals, 3 games ahead of both the Ravens and Browns. It is a tough loss, no doubt about it. But they are still in control of the division. But they have got to be better defensively. They put up 31 points in this game. You should win every game where you score 31 points. But the defense has been atrocious. They've got to somehow fix that. Let's talk about the Ravens. They need to start winning. They're 1-5. I've never seen a team have more injuries in my life. And I've been watching football for over 30 years, since I was a little kid. I've never seen a team have that many injuries. They're 1-5, but they can't go 1-7 and expect to run the table. You can't lose the next 2 games and think, we'll get Lamar Jackson back and all these good defensive players, and we'll just run the table. You can't count on that. We saw week 1 against the Bills. They outplayed Buffalo and still lost. You're going to have games like that in the NFL. They need to start winning now if they want to make the playoffs. You can't count on the Steelers going 9-8. And who knows with the Bengals. Burrow might come back early December. And if they're at 500, they're 6-6 or something like that, they could run the table. The Browns. Well, the draft is in April. Yeah. The draft is in late April. Cleveland Browns fans. There you go. They have 2 first-round picks. I just realized. They had the Jacksonville first-round pick, a trade I really liked. They got Mason Graham instead of Travis Hunter, but they got the Jaguars first-round pick. I like that move. We'll see in the long run who's a better player. So basically, if you are a Browns fan, you want 2 things. You want to lose as many games as possible because you need a quarterback. No, Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders probably not the answer. You never know. And you want the Jaguars to lose as many games as possible because you need offensive line help and receiver help. Pretty much anything but tight end and running back. They have good tight ends. They have good running backs. And they're terrible on offense everywhere else. Yeah. So, the Bengals, I'm going to do a whole video on them. I have a lot of notes on them, and I don't want this to be a 20-minute video. I'm going to do a whole deep dive on the Bengals. I see 3 outcomes for them, basically, and I'll go over that on the video. And I'll do a deep dive on Joe Flacco, kind of his career the last 3 or 4 years, and why I may have been wrong about the trade. I absolutely trashed it. And Flacco probably watches my channel. Most people in the NFL do. Flacco's like, yeah, that football with cheese guy. I'm going to prove him wrong. I watch his channel all the time, and he watches the Lights Out podcast, I'm sure, every Tuesday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific, with my buddy Mike. I'm sure he watches both. Okay. More NFL previews coming. Got a lot of good feedback. People like the shorter videos, individual games. So look out for 3, maybe 4 of those tomorrow. Like I said, a whole Bengals deep dive video coming as well. Hopefully that's out Sunday or Monday. And Probably on Sunday, I will preview the 2 Monday night games. Really good matchups. Buccaneers, Lions, without Brian Branch. We'll talk about that. And then the Texans, Seahawks. Really looking forward to Monday night. So subscribe, hit the bell. You know how to do that. Give me a thumbs up. Really helps out the channel. And I want to see some comments about Joe Flacco. Was I wrong? Do you believe in the Bengals? Do you think they can hang in there and when Burrow comes back, make the playoffs? Because their offense certainly looked amazing in this game. Share this with anyone who loves football as we continue to grow the channel. Once again, Lights Out Podcast every Tuesday night, me and Mike, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. If you have not, please check these out, and I'll see you in the next video.